Good morning, creator. How are we doing today? I hope you're doing well and you're ready to get your craft on today or sometime soon, because that's what I love to do and I love to share it with you. My name is Robin Schmidt. I'm with Odessa Rose Creates and I'm an independent chalk couture designer, which means I get to sell the chalk couture products to you all and show you how to use them. So let's get started with a bigger sign today we're going to make. I'm going to show you yesterday's project. If you missed my live yesterday afternoon, go back to my Odessa Rose Creates page and watch that. I created this little floral arrangement and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. I'm going to make sure you can see me okay and all that goodness. So here we are. Please, please, please say hello if you're watching. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit so I'm not just a one-eyed monster on here. So, yay! Okay, so there's a few of us watching. Say hello. Brenda and Terry. Some other people are watching. Say hello, hello. And we'll get started. I'm going to put my iPad up here on the stand so I can see. So yesterday I created this floral arrangement in this little black top hat. This is a paper mache top hat that I ordered online through Doris, and they are no longer in existence. If you go to their website, they send you to Michael's. So perhaps Michael's carries it, but it is a paper mache hat that I painted black like this, and then I chalked it with a retired transfer, build a snowman, and it had this hello snow and this little snowman in it, and then the trees. This is all done on watercolor paper. And some of you ask what watercolor paper. I don't know if it really matters, but there are a lot of choices out there. I just picked up one and went with it. I got this one. It's a 140 pound weight. And I don't know, I don't think it really matters. It was $15.49. I probably used my 40% off coupon and bought that. And it has several sheets. Let's see how many sheets it has. 12 sheets. If you are new to chalk couture, I want to know what it's all about. Besides watching all my videos and looking at my page, you can also go to the website where we sell all of our transfers, chalk paste, inks, all the tools you need to use our silkscreen transfers at chalkcouture.com/Odessa Rose. Odessa Rose is named after my grandmother's. It's not my name, but it was their middle names. Okay, so on the trees, I just chalked whole sheets in a pattern because I'm going to use these in another project. And then I just cut out triangles. You can see the triangle shape there. And then when I cut it out, I also cut one in plain for the back side. So I cut it out like this, front and backs. So I could put a stick between them and glue them. So you can check that all out. So you can't see the sticks. And it made them a little stiffer so they stood up well. So you can check that all out on my live from yesterday. So yeah, good morning, Joanne. How are you? So that was my live from yesterday. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And if you haven't tried chalking it on, you just want to make sure your transfer isn't overly sticky. So if it's very new and very sticky, you want to make sure you fuzz it on a towel and get that stickiness, what do I want to say, not so sticky anymore, I guess. Because you don't want it to stick to the paper. But I didn't have any problems with them sticking. I had used my transfers a few times, so they weren't as sticky as brand new. So they worked out fine. But today, there's a couple of good choices, but I'm going to use May Our Home Overflow with Warm Memories and Laughter. This is a 2 transfer in 1, and then Bless Our House is the other part. This would also look really pretty on this project. Make yourself at home. So we're kind of doing almost like an entryway wall piece that you might want to put in the entryway of your home or somewhere in your home, maybe in your kitchen. But I'm going to use this one. I think this works really well also for Christmas and every day. But we're going to chalk it on this board and hang a little wreath. I love these little evergreen, it's like a cypress maybe, a wreath. These were at H&L and they're only $5 when they were 50% off. This one I bought a while back, I don't know where, but that could be more of an everyday look, or you could do like a Christmas look. We'll hang with some ribbon coming off the top. So some couple choices on wreaths. But this was a sign that I am repurposing. Get all the stuff off of it. I already painted it white, and I think I just used some white latex wall paint and covered it up. But now I'm going to add a little bit of this off-white Fusion Mineral paint. And I kind of want the brush strokes of it. I'm not going to push it all the way to the frame. I'm just going to kind of brush stroke it in because I'm going to build some texture on it. Yes, I could just chalk right on this, and I think then it's going to look like any other sign out there or any other cut vinyl sign. So I'm going to give it a little more character to it and see, I might do some little paper towel pressing around the edge to kind of antique it up a little bit and kind of go with it and see what happens. I just need to make some room here on my desk. This one's big. I guess it's going to have to sit like that. So I'm going to grab me a brush and, excuse me, I'm going to kind of water my brush so it's not, the paint's not overly thick on it. Hi Gail. 2 Gails, Gail Doherty and Gail Coleman. Good morning Karen. Okay, so I'm just putting my brush in some water and I'm going to dip it in here and I'm just going to brush it in, and I'm just kind of toning down the white a little bit. And I know you maybe you can't see this corner. I kind of want it to look washed on there, just to make it old and vintagey, creamy, yellowed, like. I just can't leave it plain white. I think it looks like everybody else's signs, and I want it to be a little bit more artistic. So I keep water and paint. And I know maybe you can't tell that on camera that I'm doing much, but I am just darkening that yellow a little bit with brush strokes. Even the first white paint that I put on over the sign must have been white, and it must have had black, whatever it was on it, lettering. I don't remember. I overpainted it a long time ago, and it was just sitting in my stash of surfaces. But even that didn't go all the way to the frames, because I like that layering look. And you probably know that by looking at my pieces. So purposely not going all the way to the edge, all the way to the frame. dip my brush in a little bit of water. And of course we'll have to dry this with the dryer so we can move on quickly to the next step. Okay, I think we got it on there. I'll stick that in the water and put this away, and then we'll dry it. And then we're going to do a little bit of paper towel pressing around the edge to vintage it a little bit. Good morning, Melanie. I'm watching for work today. Shh. I won't tell anybody, I promise. Hi, Amy. Nice paint. Yes, it is. Usually mineral paint. I'm going to dry this. It might take a little while. It's a pretty big piece. There's some areas that it didn't get swiped with the paint, and the white is coming like right in here. So it kind of shows all the different layers coming through. It's kind of neat. It's dried. If you know someone who likes to craft and create, maybe you'd like to hit that arrow button and sprinkle this video so they can watch. A little wet up here as I got my hand painted. A little bit longer. Okay. Now I grabbed me some craft paints. I've got black and I got medium gray and a burnt umber colors. I don't know if I'm going to be using the black. We'll see. And I'm going to grab, I guess I'll use a larger brush. Sometimes I just use my craft brush, but I'm going to use an actual paintbrush since it's such a big piece. And let's figure out what paper towel pattern I want to use. I'm probably going to go with my favorite, more of a diamond shape. I have different ones because they have different patterns on them. I like this one, but it's got the word Bounty built in, so you gotta always have to brush that out if you get the word Bounty on here. But I like this diamond pattern. And I think contrasting with the round wreath that we're going to put on it, the more geometric diamond shape would contrast well with it. So I'm probably going to go with that one. And I need that many sheets. Not quite long enough. Put this back. And I think I would do a couple of them in case I get really watered. When I have these ready, I'm just going to lay them in my lap. I'm just double checking again that I got the top, where I know where the top of my hanger is. It's on my left. I just wanted to double check that. And let's get ready to go. I'm going to use a wet brush. Really wet. In my grays and browns. And I might put a little bit of black in it. Okay. So, wetting my brush. And I may just, I don't think I've ever done this, but I may put 2 or 3 colors on the brush at the same time. Let me get this one to come out. Try to use my paints, not over waste them, because a lot of the craft stores don't have hardly any craft paint right now. At least last I looked. Something to do with that pandemic. I'm going to basically do it around the edges. And leave the middle open. Okay, so I'm going to wet my brush again and start just smearing this paint around. And I'm going to try to get as close to the frame as I can. Wetting my brush again. You want it pretty wet. 2 reasons: that it won't dry right away, and a lot of this coloring will be picked up by the paper towel. So don't think it's going to end up being this dark. It's already starting to set. So I brush it out. And then hardly any paint in the middle. I'm just going to brush the water in it so it brings a little bit of tint to the middle, but not much. Just to kind of blend it all in. Now I'm going to lay my paper towel, paper towels on it, press it, and it's going to pick up some paint and water. Sometimes if it picks up too much color, then I redo it a little bit. You can see it's kind of faint. And then we need to come down here and press this down. Kind of like that. That doesn't look too bad. And where we see the word bounty that was on the paper towel, I see it right here on the end. So I just take my brush, kind of squeezing out the water a little bit, and just, you know, fade out the words. Trying to see if I see anywhere else. And even this kind of has a distinctive line right there. I'm just going to try to fade that in a little bit. And then I will press it again, just in those areas. Okay. Some black. There. Okay. Not too bad. Kind of from dark to light. Alright, it's not bad. I'm going to dry it and we'll go from there. Okay. Good morning, Darla. Say hi if you're watching. I'd love to chat with you. We just did a paper towel press on this recycled sign I bought at discount. See if I can soften this edging up a little bit. Might not be able to. See what I get? Now we want this to be dry so we can chalk on it. That's the next step. So here's the towels after I got done. See how they picked up the paint and water. And then they left this cool pattern for the background. Get it dry. Takes a while. I will put a little wax over this before I put my chalk transfer on it, just to seal it all in. Another reason to make sure it's pretty dry. And it feels like it's getting there. So we are done with that. And I'm just going to pull out some natural furniture wax. I may be sweaty, all that heat. Of course, it doesn't take much to get me sweaty. Okay. This big frame on my desk does not leave me much space to set things. Okay, so I'm going to dig out my rag. And I'm just going to smear some wax on it. I might not need that much, but just to seal in the paint, so if that transfer is really sticky, it won't pick up the paint. I've had that happen before, and actually I made it into a happy accident. It was on my the witches, the new witch one, and actually I just shared that on Halloween Day. You'll see like this brown streak coming down the side of it, and that's where it actually picked up the paint. It peeled up some of the paint, so I just went in and painted it brown to make it look like it was because it kind of looks like a poster, so it looks like maybe the poster was torn and old, and it shows the wood behind it. It turned out really cool. In fact, I had to make that sign again, so then I had to purposely paint in the tear with paint. So sometimes accidents turn out to be the most cool things. Or you could call them mistakes or disasters, but if you just try to work with it and rethink it, it may turn out to be really cool. Okay, so we got the wax on. And I'm mainly concerned about this lower area where I'm going to be putting the transfer. So, okay. Jackie, hello, Donna. Am I missing anybody? Saying hello. Okay. I'm going to put this away for now. And like I said, we're just joining. Eventually, I'm going to hang a wreath off the top. I think I'll do this little evergreen because it's seasonal right now. But this one will look cute too. Either one, just a little wreath. And then down below here, this would look great. Make yourself at home. But I'm going to do May Our Home Overflow with warm memories and laughter. This is a 2-in-1 transfer right here. So we'll need to cut this down. And I'm just going to use black paste. So the traditional look of the white farmhouse sign, but a little more artistic flair with it, with the background. I think anybody can do black and white signs, whether you're chalking or you're doing cut vinyl. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more special, a little bit more artistic. Put this back in the envelope. So if you're new to chalk, Couture, our product are reusable silk screen transfers. So where you see the white is actually silk screen, and we're going to squeegee over chalk paste. Chalk paste can be removable, especially off a chalkboard. On a painted surface, you know, it can, the dyes from it can stain into the paint. So it's not as removable on a painted surface, but you can always paint over it too. I'm going to put a little fuzz on this. It's not overly sticky, but I'm just going to do a little bit. And the reason we do that is so they aren't super sticky and stick to our board, which could A, pick up your undercoating of paint if you have a painted board, or it could also stretch your transfer as you're pulling it. And you don't want to stretch out that silk screen. It's like a silk screen fabric. So you don't want to stretch that out. Just going to kind of get an idea on my placement. I might have to turn this way so I can see it from the front view. This board's plenty big for this. And I didn't have a smaller one. Another reason to fill in the space with the paper towel press. So it gives it, fill in that negative space a little bit on such a big board. And it might have been better to use this transfer because it's bigger. Let me rethink this a little bit. So this would show up bigger because it's bigger fonts. But I still like the same in this one. So we'll just go with this one. I am going to measure to make sure I'm level. Because I think I am, but you just don't know. 10-2. Well, right on the money there. What do you think of that? Pretty good deal. Okay, so now you just want to press it down and make sure you have your air pockets out so you don't have any bleeding underneath your screen, because you want a nice, crisp, sharp print. And I'm glad to grab some black Chalkology paste. And I'm going to give it a stir. Just make sure we're at the consistency we want, which is like a nice soft yogurt or sour cream. If it's a little thick, then you just spritz in a little distilled water in it to soften it up. Because it is made from chalk, so it dries out. So you just load up your squeegee, and it kind of has an angle on it, so put it on the angle side, and then you just squeegee over. It's pretty easy. Just go over all the white areas, which is the silk screen. Scrape it down. You want a nice thin coat. You don't want to leave it thick on there. You want it to be thin. And just fill it all in. Just like that. And I always put my extra back in my jar, including what came off on my finger. This kind of made a mess. Okay. Then you just, I always check my fingers, make sure I'm not going to get anything on my surface when I pick up my transfer. And there it is. And then this I will take to the sink and wash off all the paste. And you want to allow it to dry and put it back on that backer sheet of paper and store it back in your package that it came in. So I'm just going to lay it on here for now. You always want to put the sticky side of the transfer to the shiny side of the paper. So this could stick to the paper and ruin your transfer. So make sure you stick it on the shiny side. And I'm going to wipe off my finger. But that's pretty much it. We're going to hang that wreath. I'm going to let that dry. After it dries, I may put a little bit of wax over it just to harden it and seal it in. Kind of messy here. I just keep wiping it and just keep smearing all over. Okay. Of course, I got paint on this hand. That's all right. Okay, I'm going to dry it before I accidentally smear it. I have a teeny tiny bleed through right down here on my M, and I'm just going to wet my Q-tip and even almost make sure it's not too wet, and then I'm just going to take it in, especially since I waxed this, it's going to pick up really easy. Even if I stick it on my tongue. There. It's better. Now I pre-selected a couple ribbons. I don't think I'll use that one. It's too nature. I like this black and white stripe. So I'm going to cut this off. And I'm trying to decide whether to do a bow or just do, you know, the ribbon going around it like this. Could do that, and then tape it on, or staple it on the back side. Or we could maybe do a bow, but I think Modern Farmhouse would probably be just the ribbon. So I'm going to staple it around the back, so I'm probably going to need it about that long. Somewhere in there. Let me see if I even like this white of a ribbon on this little wreath. Take a look at it here. I think it'll be okay. It's kind of cute. Just simple like that. You can't see it. Just simple. Simple elegance. Now, I think I got it at the height I want it. Somewhere in there. And then, of course, you want to make sure you are in the center of your frame. Eight 3/4. 8 1/2. No. It's pretty close. Okay. Now I'm going to take a staple gun. I think. I'm just going to check my measurements one more time. 22 millimeters. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to take my staple gun. Make sure I'm level. To it. It's kind of hard to see in the screen. It's so big. turned out pretty cool. Thanks, Tammy. Hi, Vicky. Where did you get your surface? I bought it probably at Hobby Lobby, repurposed old sign. I buy them at discounts. I have a stack of them, so I don't know when I bought it, but I just paint them out. And that's what I do with them. So always be on the lookout. Good morning, Susan. Always be on the lookout for discount signs and just repurpose them. Obviously, you can make this if you wanted to, if you were into frame making. It's just an MDF board, painted and framed. So I think that'll look kind of neat in somebody's home. It'll be on my craft show this Saturday. That's where I'll take it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to get busy and do another hat or two snowman hat arrangement. And I'm waiting. My daughter has my brad nailer, so I can't finish my porch boards because I'm going to nail on a tag for the B-E, and then it says Mary. I made some of those last year, and I'm remaking some more of those. So, hi, Vicky. Vicky Stevens, hello. Okay, I'll go down here. How did your craft show go? It's this Saturday, Darla. It's this Saturday. I mean, you know, we all kind of don't know what to expect after the election. So, and, you know, I don't know if the people are going to be coming to the show. You just don't know. So hopefully it'll all be okay, you know. It's a sad world out there. But chalking makes it all better for me. It takes my mind off of chalking and crafting. You know, if you want to ease your mind, just go to your craft station and create, right? Thanks for loving it, Donna. Thanks, Carol. Thanks, Angie. I think it's going to look really pretty in somebody's home. So may your home overflow with warm memories and laughter this holiday season. Thanks for chalking with me, and I'll chalk with you later. Bye-bye.